Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to my Happy Friday show. Hey everybody, thanks for being with us on this beautiful Friday. It's hot and steamy here in Minnesota, and I think it's hot and steamy everywhere in the US pretty much. It is the dog days of summer, kind of, sort of, but hot everywhere. So, of course, the cocktail of the day is going to be a refreshing one. So, I've been kind of taking these old classic cocktails and putting my own spin on them. So this one is called the Goody Lava Flow. I gotta show you the photo first because mine doesn't look like that anymore. It doesn't look like that for very long. So it's a frozen cocktail. You actually make two different purees or blend up two different batches. One would be just your frozen strawberries and some rum, white rum, or I actually use pineapple rum. That's all I had. So I mixed that up. I poured it into the bottom of 2 glasses, and then I made a second batch, which includes a banana, some coconut rum, pineapple juice, actually that coconut cream, not coconut rum, sorry, and then also coconut rum, coconut cream, pineapple juice, and coconut rum. Just a little bit of lime juice and some ice, and you blend that up, and then you really carefully pour that on top, and then the lava flow kind of starts flowing through, and it's so delicious and so refreshing because it's frozen. It's kind of like a treat too, kind of like ice cream with the banana and strawberries and the coconut flavor. So, but you kind of got to mix it up when you drink it so it doesn't turn out to be all that pretty once you start drinking it, but it's really pretty to serve. So cheers everybody. And of course, if you don't want alcohol in there, it's really easy to make without the alcohol. All the ingredients, it will pretty much taste the same without the rum. So go for it. So cheers everybody. Happy Friday.
Cheers. It's delicious.
This is a drink for honey producer. This is kind of borderline sweet for me. I can have one as like my treat, as a dessert or something. He could live on this stuff. Yes. So vacations, this is the kind of stuff he drinks. I could maybe have one or a half or a couple of sips.
Love some sweets.
He loves some sweets. Yes, he loves his sweets. So thanks for being with us, everybody. We're live both on Facebook and YouTube. So great to see everybody. If you're new here, make sure you comment with your name and where you're tuning in from. And also throw out some questions. I saw a couple of questions right away that I thought I would answer right away. I did try and answer in the comments when we were counting down. Somebody asked about where can I find the rye bread, the Icelandic rye bread recipe. It's in the Quilts of Iceland book. We did talk about that last week. Somebody was making some. And I see we have people joining us from all over the world. I see my auntie Ditta is there from Iceland. Hi, great to see you. Thanks for being here. The hot Central Valley, California, steaming. I hope it's probably smoky too. I hope the fires get under control soon. I wanted to say a special hi to our friends in Iowa and the Cedar Rapids area, Iowa City, that got hit really badly with that storm. I hope things are coming back together and you can have power so you can start sewing again. So, but anyways, we're doing good over here. Just busy. Still kind of on a high from our Harmony Quilt Along last weekend. It's been really great. I'm still getting wonderful emails because a lot of people weren't maybe able to sew with us on Sunday, but they're kind of catching up. I know people from all over the world, like in Australia and New Zealand, who weren't able to participate because it was in the middle of the night, but they've been sewing since and possibly waiting till the weekend. So they're off, got their day off so they can make the Harmony quilt.
Where do you find the Merlot cheese? Someone asked.
Somebody wants to know where to find Merlot cheese. At your grocery store. We can, here in Minnesota, we can get it it's at Target. It's at most kind of, you gotta look in the gourmet cheese section, and it's in most grocery stores here, I would say. Yeah, I think we've seen it pretty much everywhere. But he was getting kind of nervous that it got too popular and he was going to have a hard time finding it. So I guess he loaded up this week. We still have quite a bit in our fridge.
We can ship them something.
Oh, you going to ship them? I don't think that's a good thing to ship cheese in 90-degree heat. I wouldn't want that cheese. Anyway, so it's been a great week. Of course, if you watched last Tuesday, we launched a brand new pattern, the one hanging behind me, the supersized Nina. And it's we sold out of that flannel quilt, that backing flannel, the sheep. Here's the front. Yeah, here's the cover. So really oversized Nina blocks. This quilt comes together in a jiffy. So all fat quarters. And so you don't necessarily have to do with flannel. It's just a pattern that works great with flannel and also just great with large scale prints if you don't want to cut it up too much. And if you need a quick gift, this is it. Yes, it's very simple and maybe you want something more complicated, but sometimes I tell you, I just want to make something really quick. And the backing, if you order the pattern, it's a PDF download. It comes with the little instruction sheet on how to do the piece backing for the lap size. Just because our flannel bundle contains 13 different half-yard cuts, so you can make the front and then use the leftovers for piecing into the back along with 3 yards of accent fabric for the backing. So normally you would need 4 1/4 for a backing, but if you want to piece it, you can get away with just buying 3 yards. And they could be 3 different fabrics. Cool, too. So just make it fun. And update on that sheep fabric. I know everybody, it sold out in like 5 minutes what we had. We had a lot, but we have more coming. We have more on the way right now. And then we have even more coming in September. I am trying to secure as much as possible because sheep fabric, you know, being from Iceland, sheep, wool, all that stuff, I would just love to keep something in stock for a while like that. Just like I was trying to get that puffin fabric. That didn't work out so well, but I'm working on it. So I'm trying, I'm trying. But thank you all that placed an order and secured your flannel bundle. Now there's more other, I can just see myself making this quilt over and over just because it's so quick and so easy and goes together. So that was fun and fun to see the reaction. We all need a simple pattern every once in a while.
Could you combine brushed and flannels with no issues?
Could you, yes, that's a great question. Can you combine brushed fabrics and flannel fabrics with no issues? I would do it. I'm just that kind of a rebel. So I would do it, no problem. I mean, if you want to make sure that they react the same way, you might want to wash them beforehand. I probably wouldn't. I would just put them together, and then once the quilt is quilted, washed and dried, it kind of all wrinkles and blends together. So I wouldn't think that there'd be any issues, and especially with flannel quilts. You want them to be used and they're going to be tossed around and stuff. So it's not like it's going to be hanging super flat on a wall for display. I wouldn't pick flannel for that. So
By the way.
By the way, what?
Sue says I can vacuum pack the cheese and send it. It'll last a couple weeks.
Oh, Sue wants. Yeah, Sue was saying that he could send her some cheese. If it's vacuum packaged, it will be lasting a couple of weeks.
Not to her, but that's
okay. All right. We won't be selling any Merlot cheese in the store anytime soon.
I keep it all.
It wouldn't last. He would be messing too much with our inventory. We would have such deficient inventory. It would be a bad thing.
Can you use 2.5 strips?
Can you use 2.5-inch strips for the Nina? No, those are big pieces. So compared to the actual Nina pattern, the first Nina pattern that came out 5 years ago. So that one, actually, it's written for fat quarters, but you can also use 2.5-inch strips for that one. But this one is supersized. So the block size of the original Nina compared to this one is about, I would say the original Nina is about 1/3 of the size of this.
Who's the sheep fabric made by?
The sheep fabric is made by Moda. It's designed by my friend. Okay, totally blanking right now.
It's a good friend.
Is a really good friend of mine. Oh, shut up. It will come to me in a little bit. Lisa Bonjean. Thank you, universe. Lisa Bonjean, Moda Fabrics. So she designed both the plaid for the cover and the sheep for the back. So the sheep fabric or the sheep print is the only only non-plaid or stripe print in the line. It's the only kind of print in the line. So
Do you pre-wash?
do I pre-wash my flannels? I do not. I like them all to just work together as I wash the whole quilt after I'm done with it. So I don't pre-wash anything. I mean, the only odd ball would be if I'm making a red and white quilt and I would be nervous about bleeding, then I may consider pre-washing, but I would still just test it so I wouldn't have to. And that would probably be the only thing. Or if I'm using something, you know, well aged, or if I'm using something in a quilt that part of it has been pre-washed, then I pre-wash the rest. So that's the only times. But otherwise I will make the quilt and I'll just wash it afterwards. If you're concerned with any kind of stuff being in your fabrics, if you're gifting it or something to babies and stuff, then I just wash it after I'm done with it, making sure that everything is clean and clear for the babies. Now, so yes, I wanted to answer this question. So a lot of folks asked if the Nina Supersized pattern or the Harmony pattern was available in a printed format. So many of you know that I print my patterns. They're on one big sheet of paper, so you don't ever lose a page and you fold them down. Now, they are in the works of being printed. So both Harmony and the Nina Supersized are at the printer right now. So we're hoping in a couple of weeks that we will actually have printed patterns. So if you are a quilt shop owner, work in a quilt shop, those will be available for wholesale as well to sell direct to quilt shops, and they'll be going out to our distributors in 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully. So that's the fastest turnaround I've ever done since launching an online pattern, so which is great. It's great, great, great. Any other questions coming through? Did I mention, oh, somebody was talking about the XL ruler. Did I mention you can square up a 12.5-inch block with the XL ruler? Okay, we're talking about XL rulers, obviously, that I missed some kind of convo. Of course, both the XL and the squared, you can square up any size block up to 12.5. You can even go 13 with the XL.
Nice.
Did you know that? Jan is asking about brain freezes. Are you getting any brain freezes? That's probably why I don't like frozen drinks so much. Like margaritas, I will never order a frozen margarita, always on the rocks. But this is kind of like a milkshake almost. So yeah, I don't like the brain freeze part. The brain freeze or like the chest freeze when you try to swallow it.
I don't get brain freeze.
So Beth is asking, can you make this shareable so we can invite friends to watch? Friday shows are in the crew. So the crew is a closed group. So the Friday shows on Facebook cannot be shared. However, we're also live on YouTube. So they can watch on YouTube if they're not on Facebook. If you have friends that want to watch the Friday show, you can add them to the crew. So our group on Facebook is a closed group, but you can add your friends, if you're quilting friends, you can add them to the crew so they can enjoy all the fun stuff we do in the crew. So speaking of the crew and our shows, so the past 2 or 3 years, we've always every year done some kind of a scrap challenge, some kind of a challenge that's not necessarily a sew along, but some kind of a challenge. You might remember last year we did the Scrap Junkie challenge that turned out to be my quilt ended up being Rainbow Ruth, and I gave you all kinds of other options for those blocks to use. That was cutting your little scraps into 1.5-inch strips, and some of the strips were tiny. So that was our scrap challenge, I believe last year or the year before, probably the year before. I don't know if we did one last year, but I've kind of been thinking that maybe we need one of those for this fall, and so I'd love some opinions and some ideas. So one idea is to do some kind of a scrap challenge. And this is something we would kind of work on throughout a few weeks. And then at the end, I would give you some ideas of what to do with it. And so it would include showing you how to cut your odd scraps up or how to use them, and then give you some ideas on the quilt. The other idea I had, since I kind of taught many of you earlier this year about leaders and enders, so to have a project set aside at the side of your sewing machine. So if you're working on a quilt and then you finish that last seam, you take something from your leader and ender pile and you sew that instead of that little scrap piece of fabric that gets full of thread. So you're kind of saving thread instead of pulling and cutting and wasting like this much thread. You can sew a block with it, so you lead with it and you end with it. And so as you're working on a quilt, you're kind of getting some other pieces sewn together on the side. So leaders and ender projects, kind of you just work on them alongside other stuff for weeks and months. And then once you kind of get all those pieced, you finish that project. So that was another idea, if we should have some kind of a leader ender scrap challenge. So throw some ideas out there. I would love to hear your opinions and ideas on that. And which kinds of scraps you would like to work with. You would want to work with set pieces or strips or odd scraps, whatever that would be. So let me hear whatever is ideal for you. All right, leaders and enders. Linda uses those all the time. Scrap quilts are fun. Scrap challenge for leaders and enders. Just finished one. Okay, great. Yep, kind of a 2-for-1. And we did one of the sew-alongs we did after the mixology book came out. We did the 2-timer quilts, which is you're making one block but you end up with 2 different quilts. So that was kind of one of those, but it was 5-inch squares, but you could use all kinds of scrappy 5-inch squares. Okay, scrap challenge, love leaders and enders. That's great. So maybe I'll have to fully form this idea and we'll kick something off like in September after we launch the Fast and Furious Club. That is kind of at the top of my list right now. We're 11 days away from launching our season 2 of Fast and Furious Club. So speaking of Fast and Furious Club, should we show them? I'm going to tell you just a little bit about it. I don't want to talk too much about it, but we did this last year. So this is a club, which you don't really necessarily have to, it's not like a membership thing, but every month we release a pattern and a video class of an exclusive pattern that's just designed for the club, and they're all quilt as you go. So they're small projects and they go really fast, go well together, and of course I take you through all the steps of the project. We kind of build our skills throughout the club. We start with a simple project and then I kind of build on that going forward. And like I said, they're small table runners, placemats, toppers, little things that you can make quick, great for gifts, and just great to get a little instant gratification. So I wanted to take a little trip down memory lane and look at our last season. So the first season of Fast and Furious Club, it's a 9-month program. So we have 9 projects and you can purchase them all 9 and get the best price. Of course, you can purchase them in 3s, trimesters, and get a better price than you can also purchase them individually. Of course, buying 3 is a better price, and then of course buying all 9 is even better. And then when we launch it, we have an even better special on the full 9. So let's check out all the projects from last year. We started with the Take It Easy runners. This one was done with the charm pack. Really fun, really fast, and many of you did multiples. So I did 2 different colorways for this one. We did the blues and we did the kind of the orange and gray and black. The second project was a Halloween project. So the October project was the Boo to You table runner. Just a little bit of applique for the faces, otherwise a pretty simple construction. Just 2 fabrics. Third one was a tree skirt. So we had both the full-size tree skirt you see here made with layer cakes, and then I did a tabletop tree skirt or a table topper version using charm squares. So you got those both in one pattern, both options. Then we had for December just these little cute table toppers made with fat quarters. So you kind of got for the fat quarters, you got 2 different versions, kind of using the opposites of the fat quarter for different things. And then January was our long table runner. It fits perfectly on my long dining room table. This was the tail feather table runner. Then we had the Good Times table runners, shorter, wider table runners. So I like to play with sizes to give lots of different options. Now this one would be easy to make longer too. We did 2 colorways of this. So you just kind of play with lots of different fat 8s for the background, and then you have an accent fabric that's a single fabric. And of course you can make it less scrappy, more scrappy, whatever you want to do. Then we had March, we had the Spilled Beans table runner, kind of a little playful for Easter. All the jelly beans or painted eggs or whatever you want to call them. And then we had the Low Tide table runner made from different size strips. And finally, our table topper, the May Baskets topper. And it looks kind of scary with all that applique, but remember, it's just fusible applique, really easy. Just a little putsy, but everybody can do it. So those were our 9 projects last year. So you can kind of think that's the type of stuff we're gonna do. So smaller things, lots of variety of techniques, and we do offer, just for a very limited time, kits with including the fabrics that I used. And sometimes we'll have a couple of different colorways, but they are usually sold out really, really fast because we can't really, order fabric that far ahead for something like this. But of course you will get, if you purchase the full 9 months or the 3 months, you will get the fabric requirements for all 3 projects. So you can have some time to prepare. And we'll talk in deep detail about all of this stuff on September 1st when we launch the 2nd season. But not ready to show you anything yet. We gotta hold back until September. Now, how it works, even though you buy the full 9 months ahead of time, or 3 months, but each month the project doesn't go live until the 20th of each month. So on the 20th, that morning, you can go log into your account on GE Designs, and there will be a pattern and a video for you to watch.
Is the Good Times runner still available?
The Good Times runner is still available, yes. Not the kit, but of course you can purchase the individual pattern and a video. And of course, if you don't know what we're talking about and any of these 9 projects appeal to you, you can always test it out by just purchasing the one and see how it goes and see how the video really helps you out, taking you through all the steps. Now, the video is available for you to stream forever, so there's no limit on that. And so it's just been really good. We got really great feedback last year, so I'm excited. And the projects are really turning out awesome. Huh?
How do you sign up?
You can't sign up yet for season 2. September 1st, Tipsy Tuesday, is when you have the opportunity to purchase either just the first project, the three for the trimester, or all 9 for a very special price. So, and I'm sure we've been talking about this in the past couple of shows, so a lot of people have been commenting that participated and loved it. And so ask questions. If you're in the Facebook group, ask questions and see how people liked it. So Kathleen says, my birthday's in October. I think Fast and Furious would make a great birthday present to have to share with my honey. Oh, what a perfect present. And you would get 9 little videos and 9 projects out of there. So Sandy asks, is there just a video, or can questions be asked? So it's just a video that you watch, but you can go back and forth and watch things over and over again. Of course, I'm always available via email if there's any questions, but really I try and break it down through every step, just like our sew-alongs. So there really shouldn't be many questions. There's also supplemental videos to the actual videos. Like I have a video on the basics of Quilt As You Go. I have a video on binding, a video on fusible applique, and all that is we put in your account as well. So you have access to all of that. So Connie asks, fabric marking pencils, which do you find work the best? I have a black, gray, and taupe fabric. Nothing seems to work very well. So if you're fabric marking, if you're looking for something that you want to erase, so I have the blue, the fabric water erasable marker. That seems to work best for me because I also like to use it on the batting for Quilt As You Go, but it just dissolves in water. So that is the one that I like. And that seems like that would work well for your things. If you have dark fabrics though, sometimes it doesn't show up. So then I just have a white chalk that I use for dark fabrics.
What experience level do you have for this club?
Great question. Candy's asking what experience level for the Fast and Furious Club. I always say you can be a total beginner. You really can. Because we will have videos for you to view when you sign up. If you do sign up on September 1st, there'll be videos right away in your account that you can watch kind of the first steps. We'll give you suggestions to watch some of my videos that are already on YouTube on Quilt As You Go, so you can kind of watch it. And then when the first project comes out, I take you through everything. I take you through the cutting. I take you through all the steps of the project, and you see it visually, even sewing on the sewing machine and everything. So it really is available for, I would say, appropriate for everybody. And we always start, the first project is one of the simpler ones, and then we kind of move on in the steps. But everything Quilt As You Go is easy, and of course it eliminates that daunting part in the end after you piece your first quilt top. That's the quilting. It has to get quilted because we quilted at the same time as we're piecing Quilt As You Go. So the last step is just putting that binding on and we're done. So that's really good. And they're all small and maneuverable.
Project from last year?
Do I have the projects from last year available? We do have them available as a purchase to purchase the pattern and video. Yes. We don't have the kits anymore. No, they sell out usually very, very fast. But I have them to show. So we will... probably next Tuesday, Tipsy Tuesday, I'll bring the actual projects and show you. But we will kind of review it too also on September 1st. Dottie says, do you have a favorite poly batting? Yes, I do. For Quilt As You Go, I prefer Bozo poly, fusible on one side. And that's really great for Quilt As You Go because you can just iron your backing onto your batting, and then the other side doesn't have any glue on it, so you don't have to worry about ironing as you're doing Quilt As You Go for the other side. So that is my preference for Quilt As You Go. I also like Bozo or Quilter's Dream for poly, light poly in my quilts. How much is the Fast and Furious for the whole year? We will have all of that there. It breaks down. I believe right now it's like $89 or $90, but we always have a special for the launch. So we will have the prices for you not next Tuesday, but September 1st. So Linda's asking, where are the previous seasons available? So if you go to the website, into that shop button, there's a separate link that says Fast and Furious Club, separate grouping of products. So if you go to Fast and Furious Club, you will see all the little projects and products from last year. So you can purchase the individual ones. They're $14.95, and then you can also buy them in trimesters still. I believe that's $34.95. That's 3 projects, and then the full year is still also available still for the first season. Lisa said, can we pre-order the sheep fabric? We will consider that when we have a for sure that we will get, like how much we're getting. So I am always a little hesitant on putting up pre-orders if I don't know exactly for sure what I'm getting. So we don't want to have to cancel and refund everybody after the fact. Do you sell the fusible at your store? So the fusible batting, yes, we do. I had a bag here to show. Yes, we just got it back in stock. So I have the fusible batting, poly batting, the fusible on one side by Bozo. I have it pre-packaged just for me into 5-yard bags. So it's 45 inches wide and then 5 yards. So that lasts you quite a ways into the Fast and Furious Club. And I want to mention too, when we launch on September 1st, we also, if you're totally new to Fast and Furious or Quilt As You Go, we have put together these starter kits, which includes a bag of the batting and then all the little tools and thread and stuff that you will be using throughout the year. So just hang tight until then, because it's a good discount when you buy all of that together in the starter kit.
How long are those videos?
The videos are anywhere between, I think, between half an hour to 50 minutes to maybe close to an hour, some of them. But they're not that long. But of course, because you can stream them as much as you want, you can always go back and forth and back and forth. I always recommend watch the first time. Just watch it. Don't try and sew with it. But then watch it first, and then when you're ready to sew, have it right there with you, and you can go do stop, pause, 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 go back and watch it again, and I'm right there with you in your sewing room.
Jean has a dentist appointment on the 1st. She might miss the special.
Oh,
How
Jean.
long does that last?
No, we have the special going, so you can watch later and you still can get the special. Don't worry, don't worry. We won't leave you hanging since you got a dentist appointment. Vicky says, what batting did you use for the flannel quilt? I did use a light poly. I don't remember exactly what they used. This one was quilted by Cars Quilting in Chanhassen. A really great job. But they, yeah, I always ask for a light poly batting. I believe it's Quilter's Dream that they used. Mary says, they're great videos, the Fast and Furious Club. Great videos to watch. I've made many of them. That's great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I wanted to share something that was kind of a unique thing. I got this email from Canada from actually associate publicist at Tundra Books, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House in Canada, and specifically the young readers group. And she wanted to share with me a book that is coming out in September by an author that is also a quilter. And she kind of connected with the fact that we just did the Harmony Quilt Along and just the message that I was trying to spread there. And so she sent me this book, and I just think it's really lovely. It's for young readers. So this is called Little Ghost Who Was a Quilt. So this story is so cute. So it's a ghost, and he, instead of being a sheet like his friends and his parents, he's a quilt. And so he was always feeling so bad about being different, and he couldn't fly as fast because he was a quilt and not a sheet. And it wasn't until Halloween night, and he got up too close to humans, and then kind of the story turns around and how it's actually great to be different, because he got to experience some things that his friends that were sheets hiding up in the trees on Halloween night, they couldn't experience. So it just kind of, the finality of it, the little ghost who was a quilt, it reminds readers that it's okay to be different, whether it is personality, looks, or body shape. So I love it. So I read it, and I can't wait to spend some time with my grandson so I can read it to him in person. He's a little too young to pay attention on FaceTime. So I am definitely bringing this when I go see him next time, hopefully for his birthday. And yeah, so if you're in Canada, I'm not sure. I'm sure it's going to be published in the States as well. So look out for it. So the author is Riel Nason, and it's illustrated by Byron Egensweiler. So check it out. The Little Ghost Who Was a Quilt. I thought it was a cute story, really unique story. So perfect for fall. So thank you, Sam, for sending me the book. I really enjoyed that. So something totally different and unique. Anyways, so any other questions you've seen pop up on there? I think I got some stuff to show you. I got some stuff to show you guys. So we have some new things in the store. We got a pre-order in as well that was shipped out today, which I'm excited about. And I wanted to mention, so we have one of the pre-orders we have available in the store is the ombre fairy dust that's coming from Moda, and it's supposed to be shipping. We should be getting it early September, but we got a lot of orders for it after the Harmony Quilt Along. I think it's because a lot of people were using the ombres, and they really have a really cool effect in that block. So we had sold out, and so it was showing that was sold out. But I wanted to tell you, we upped our orders, and we got a confirmation we'll be getting more. So it's available now back in the store, so you can place that pre-order for the ombre still. And then we got one charm pack of a new line that is just got in today. So this one I wanted to show you. This is Apricot and Ash by Corey Yoder. So really just a lot of these little taupes, and then peaches, fresh light greens, just kind of almost I don't know, avocado bright, almost between avocado and lime, and then all these beautiful light florals. So really soft, perfect for all those little patterns, all the little table runner patterns. So we got a few of those. And then the new bundle in the store, that the kids cut and it's ready to roll out is called Buttermilk Farmstead. So this is really a pretty fun line. So it's all black and white, so neutrals. But for those of you, my farm friends that love everything related to farm and dairy farms in particular, look at this. So this just totally reminds me of that farmhouse style decorating, the Joanna Gaines. So it has a little gingham, but look at the outline of the animals and the farm stuff. I love this kind of text print, all the farm stuff, and then we have just a little bit of florals to throw in there. We have roosters on a plaid, and we have a little stripe print with that white barn and a cow. It's just the cutest. I love this print. This is really cute. Farmhouse, fresh eggs, all of that. And then of course we have black and white cows. Look at that. And this is kind of a larger scale with the farmhouse. And I love that this is tossed. So they're not all directional. Some of them are, but not all. We have a little more of the floral. And then we have chicken wire in both black and white. And so super cute. And then this is the bundle, half yard bundle. And then there is a panel that's sold separately. But what I love about this, it's such a neutral palette. So you can throw, if you want to throw in any color with this, it'll look good. It has just little specks of kind of that taupe. And so this panel, you'll see it more, it just has this little taupey gold border around it. So the panel has 8 different prints. And we have the cows and the barn. We have the truck and rooster. You want some buttermilk biscuits? Okay. All right. I guess we'll have to make some biscuits tonight. All right. So isn't that cute? So I just love that little touch of that taupey brown. Would look really cool with that. So I just love a fabric that is very traditional farm, but you can make it look so modern and kind of fit into that decorating style. So I just think that's awesome. So the panel sold separately. It's called Buttermilk Farmstead.
Change the name to Buttermilk Biscuits.
You change it to Buttermilk Biscuits? Okay. All right. We'll have to send that memo to the fabric company. The other, the pre-order that came in, of course, is the Ghouls and Goodies Halloween line. And I do have a quilt just hanging on the ladder behind me. That's my Elvira quilt that was made with that line. So we want to check it out. So we put up. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the one on the cover of the pattern. We should have had a picture of that. Maybe I'll show you next week. But this is a really cute, fun Halloween line, and of course the lines are large, so for the bundle I chose kind of this reserved colorway of the blacks into grays, and so they're kind of very evenly kind of balanced. So we have the blacks and grays, 6 of them going from the dark to the lighter, and then we have orange and then into the lights, so a couple of orange prints, and then into the lights, of course, pumpkins. Okay, I always start too far over so you can see it. And then I love this print. Give me something good to eat, trick or treat, smell my feet. And then these two, this is the main print, so this is the last one. So these are the 12 prints. So what I love about this, I love to balance things out. So like I said, I used it for my Elvira, it'd be great in that, but this, for example, if you would break it up, so you have 6 of these and then 6 of these. So if you did any pattern that is lights and darks, you can use these oranges as your lights and these are your darks, and it will be awesome. So think like Kira, Nova, any kind of Emma, any kind of print that just needs a little contrast. And of course, breaking rules, even though this wouldn't always be considered a light, but you put it with some black and then it is a light. So it's I think it's really versatile. The patterns are not that large scale, so you could also cut it smaller. It could be cut into strips. It could be cut into 5-inch squares. All kinds of fun stuff. But really fun, not too juvenile Halloween line. So Ghouls and Goodies is in stock. We sent out all the pre-orders, so all our inventory is updated and ready, and yeah, ready to send out.
What size were the farm panels?
The farm panels, they the squares are you can finish at 9 inches, and there is quite a buffer on them. Let's dig them out here. There's quite a buffer on them, so if you wanted it a little bigger, so it works well with, I thought, for example, my placemats, the tree time placemats, so you could kind of make a black and white tree. So you could go bigger because it has that black, or you can go tighter to here, or you can go tighter into here. So it could be anywhere from, I believe, 8 to 10 inches finished. And I really love panels that just play it like that, so there's not such a harsh line that you have to follow. So pretty versatile as a panel. All right, we got any questions? Final questions? We got to finish our drinks. Oh, you're finished already.
My drink is gone.
Yours gone.
Refill.
My straw doesn't work anymore. There's a hole in it. Oh, it broke apart.
Sorry.
Whoopsies. That's not going to work.
Old fashioned, just get to drink.
Yeah, get to drink. Cheers, everybody. It's kind of melted. Yeah, you got to drink these guys fast. Melissa's asked, is the cowl panel in the bundle? Nope, it's sold separately, so you can get that separate and use it. So thinking of like 8 to 10 inch blocks, you can do a Clarissa and just swap out some of the blocks. You can do an Emma, swap out some of the blocks. Really many cool patterns. Many of my patterns kind of finish in that range. So
I'm sorry, I got people thinking about buttermilk biscuits and butter.
everybody's talking about buttermilk biscuits. Why are y'all listening to him? He's gonna always just make you want to eat something.
Sorry.
And now I probably gotta make biscuits tonight.
Sounds good.
You better go get yourself some Bisquick or something.
Get some old Hungry Jacks.
So Michael is asking, will we learn more about Fast and Furious on Tuesday? So not this coming Tuesday, a week from Tuesday is September 1st is when we do the launch, and then we'll focus the whole show on it and talk about it.
On average, how long does a Fast and Furious project take?
On average, how long does the Fast and Furious project take? I would say anywhere between 2 and 4 hours is kind of the average, and that is if you just continue and keep at it and binding on. Some of them may take longer, like the tree skirt was a little bit bigger, took a little bit longer, and then sometimes the little toppers took maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours max. They're really quick. They really are. And once you kind of get more seasoned with it, it goes pretty fast. Sometimes the cutting is what takes the most part, and the prep. And then once you get to sewing, it goes really fast. Just made blueberry scones with a lemon glaze. Oh, I love scones. He does not.
They're too dusty.
He calls them too dusty. Dusty is a term well known in this house. Anything that's dry, it's dusty. So if the cookies aren't moist, they're dusty cookies. I'm sorry. Sorry, you're learning new terminology. All right, everybody loves the fabrics. Did that tree skirt have a wider opening? So the tree skirt, you can piece it, and then we just cut out the opening. So you can cut the opening wider, bigger, whatever you want to do, or leave it closed. Some people just left it closed and left it as a table topper. Didn't want to cut it into it. So it's all whatever you want to do with it. But do we have a live winner? Did you have that set up? Almost. That means he didn't. Yeah, because his drink is all gone, so that's why he's getting a little distracted. Are there more questions? All right. Are you going to be bringing up more wound up taupe for the background? Wound up by Andover, that print is discontinued, unfortunately. So I was not able to get any more wound up taupe. I have an order on all the other taupes that we had going on for the show. I got some of the Dotsy back already, and we actually are getting some of the pepper cottons in, but not all of the colors. So there's just, the pepper companies are sold out of a lot, and things have taken a little bit longer, as we know, but hopefully we will get some more. Brenda says he found sweet chili pistachios and liked them better than the chili roasted one. Sweet chili, I haven't found that. Have we tried those? He just shakes his head. He's like, why mess with perfection? Kathy's asking about another Harmony Quilt Show. Yes, next Tuesday for our Tipsy Tuesday, we'll definitely have another slideshow of lots of Harmony quilts. I see lots of great ones popping up. All right. Lots of people talking about the fun Fast and Furious projects to go together quick. Great for gifts. Kelly says, I've been watching for those sheep and it's already sold out. So the sheep, yes, they sold out really fast, the flannel, but don't worry, we're getting more. We're getting more.
Some people are saying their stones are not dusty.
I don't think they're dusty.
No.
Some can be drier than others. I agree. Mine are not dusty. Yeah, it's a really awful terminology to call something dusty. Really, really. So yeah, they're all getting offended by your dusty comment. Carol's asking off topic, what was the movie you mentioned a while back made in Iceland? That was the new Netflix movie with Will Ferrell. It's called Eurovision. It's just a funny, silly movie, but it's got some good scenery. Then there is, if you want to watch some Icelandic, so it's an Icelandic, it's a series. So it's like a mystery series. Takes place in Iceland. Icelandic actors in Icelandic, so you can have English subtitles. I think you can have voiceover too, but at least subtitles. Oh, what is that called now? No, I forget. I have to look it up. But it's on Netflix. Dang, we talked about this about a couple of months ago.
Get more lavender graduation layer cakes.
Will you be getting more lavender gradation layer cakes? Yes, we have everything on order. They were also sold out of a few of those, but I believe that's one of those that keep coming. They keep making them, so it's a basic. So we'll hopefully get them back. How many did the Harmony quilt along? We had I think the biggest viewership. So we're talking about the ones that did it live. We're about 2,500, close to 3,000. So that was really great, really, really great. Of course, more people are going to be making it that couldn't join us live, but I think that's fabulous. And we're still selling the pattern, so people are still seeing your quilts and being inspired and wanting to make their own. Hi, Kobe. Well, you got Valhalla Murders. Thank you, Pamela. That show, Icelandic show, is called the Valhalla Murders. It's good. You got to check it out. Do you want to say hi, Kobe? Come here. No, he just wants to lay. He's hot. Sorry, guys. Yeah, many great Scandinavian shows on Netflix. There's another Icelandic show, I believe, on Amazon Prime Video. Eurovision, yes, is the movie. Yeah, Kobe Tail, he came by and laid down. All right, you got that winner for us so we can go and refresh my drink? It's pretty melted. All right. Nancy Gus is our live winner. Congrats, Nancy. You have won a $25 gift card to the GE store. So that is it for us today. We have, of course, next Tuesday is our Tipsy Tuesday. You heard me talk a little bit about suggestions for fabrics, which, how fabrics work for which patterns and stuff like that. This coming Tipsy Tuesday, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that, something you've been asking for. How to pick your fabrics for a certain pattern. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, give you some kind of cheater ways to easily select fabric and kind of challenge you a little bit on things, showing you some things and trying to figure out what you like so that you always like what you end up with in a quilt. So I'm going to do that this coming Tuesday. So don't miss Tuesday, August 25th, 7 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, I'll be here next Friday. And for our Happy Friday show at 3 p.m. both on YouTube and Facebook. But that's it for us today. You're going to say bye? I tried to get him to mic up today, but since he's so chatty on Fridays. But he doesn't want to get in trouble, he says. But then I have to always repeat everything he says, so it's just annoying. But anyways, we'll see if we can get him mic'd up for next Friday. Thanks, everybody. I will see you next week.